So I thought I'd do an EDC video today because somebody asked me about it, I can't remember, somebody on Twitter asked me ages and ages and ages ago to do an EDC video, everyday carry, for those of you that don't know, if you don't know anything about Reddit or the internet or anything like that. So I'm actually in the kitchen, which is why it's a little bit echoey, and I'm looking after some dogs, so they're probably going to be wandering around at some point. So these are the things that I carry with me every day when I usually go to work and things like that. Obviously we're starting off with the phone. I've also got a Fitbit, which I also take with me as well, so we'll put that on the pile of stuff. The other thing I take with me is this bad boy. It is my MacBook Air, which is actually in it's an in-case, sort of soft cover case. And my MacBook Air, which is currently in this weird sort of skin. It was like the cheapest skin I think I could find on Amazon. It cost me like £7 or something stupid. So yes, the MacBook Air. Obviously then the charger for MacBook Air as well. We've got my lanyard, which has got Aperture Science written on it. I'm not going to show you my AD, which is why it's out there, because then you'll know where I work. I don't want to advertise that around about the place. Not that it really matters. Then we've got a pair of Kick Sound Manhattans. These are insanely good headphones. Picked them up for a tenner, and they sort of sound like they should be really 50 quid. They're not necessarily overly comfortable though, so... What? It's keys! It's keys, you fool! It's keys. Look, keys. Look, keys. Don't growl at me, you freak. Just keys. What? Yeah, so that's the puppy we've got that insists on growling at weird things. I'm not quite sure what's wrong with him. Anyway, I've got my keys, which have got house keys on it. It's got Scout Hut keys on it. That was a present. It's a car from Monopoly. I've got two bottle openers. I've got a bottle opener there. I've got another bottle opener slash openy boxy thing. It's a Gerber shard, actually, which is effing amazing. I love that. And then an Oakley lanyard. That was a Christmas present from way, way, way back. Then we've got wallet. Very unexciting. It's just basically a standard wallet. Oyster card in there, debit card, the usual sort of stuff. Nothing really to write home about. Driver's license, stamps for some bizarre reason. Digging on to the really, really cool stuff, glasses. Now these are sunglasses, a pair of ATW clothing sunglasses. They are, you've seen them in a few videos, they're made out of bamboo. They're quite cool, although it turns out that they're not as cool as I originally thought, because apparently you can get them at wholesale and you can sort of put your own branding on them and stuff like that, because everybody and their uncle is now selling them. Then we're getting on to a battery. This is an Anker 12,000 milliamp hour battery. It's ridiculous. It's got 3 ports on the back. It's got an input. It's got 3 outputs. You can charge your iPad, your Nexus 7, or whatever the hell you want to charge. Obviously USB cables in abundance, and I shan't worry about that too much. Watch, which actually seems to be my bad because it's been so hot. It's a Casio something or other. Really nice and cheap and tacky rubbish. This is a Thunderbolt 2 gigabit Ethernet adapter because the MacBook Air doesn't come with one, and because our Wi-Fi at work is absolutely horrendous. My Moto G, which actually is my work phone. It's one I got given for free from work. It's not really that great. Then we got Bus Ticket, which is First Group. Well, not First Group, just First Group. Piece of shit company they are. Random old. Oh yes, one of these bad boys. So I've got one of these little noodle USB, micro USB cables. It's for really ideally charging with that really. I got a few portable battery packs which I take with me sometimes, and they're sort of better suited to that. Now we get on to USB drives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Now that doesn't even include the total of my USB drives. Now all of these I use for work. I generally use, I've got a few high cap ones, I've got a few 32 gigabyte ones. So ones like this, these are bought for me for work, and I use them to back up people's data. This 128 gigabyte one is one I just picked up because it was, I was so impressed. This little bad boy is a verbatim. Now, I usually don't write home too much about USB drives because USB drive is a USB drive. But I tell you what, this is built like a brick shithouse. It's really heavy. It's made out of metal, and I store all my really important work on that, and it's never, ever, ever failed me. I've been running it now for about a year and a half. Never had to reformat it. Never failed on me at all. Whereas if I look at my this HP piece of shit, that fails all the bloody time. I have to reformat it every 5 seconds. Same with these Kingston drives, they're a piece of shit. These Kingston drives, actually, these used to be 3 Kingston drives, are actually not too bad. Then I've got these SanDisk ones, which I've had for a couple of years. These, again, really reliable. I use these for re-imaging machines because they're really great for that. These little tiny ones here, I used to use for my Raspberry Pi. These are 4GB ones, they're tiny little ones, and they kind of stay in your device all the time. I would use them in my MacBook, but I've got a bigger one for that. It's a 64GB in my MacBook. There is a few other things in this bag, but it actually only has a coat and an umbrella and other things like that. And that is the bag that I carry. It's a nice bright yellow Under Armour bag, and it looks really, really cool. So yes, that is my entire EDC, pretty much, give or take. Sometimes I'll take my work laptop with me, which is Toshiba. It's a piece of shit. Sometimes I might take my DSLR, which is here. Very rarely I will take a tripod with me. Actually, as well, my DSLR now has a battery grip, which is great. So I can actually sort of record shit for a lot longer. And so it's a hell of a lot better than it was before. And this is my parents' kitchen. It looks like an absolute dog tip. It just looks horrendous. We also have dogs as well, apparently. We've got one there. That's Archie. He's a big one. He's 4 years old, are you? I don't know. I can't remember. And that little shit bag over here, this bundle of fun, is about a year, no, 6 months, are you? I don't know. You're too young and you keep pissing around the house. And actually, to be fair, you haven't pissed in the house for ages now. But even so. So yeah, that is pretty much it. I've got nothing to say. It was just a quick video before I'm going camping. I haven't showered, I haven't shaved, which is why I've tried to stay out of this video as much as I can. Obviously, hit me up on Twitter at AzzyChill, send me an email, aaron@azzychill.com. And go and look at my Patreon page, which I linked to in the last video. And apart from that, I shall catch you in a later video.